Hello guys, today we are going to talk about cross-region internal load balancer. So basically, the cross-region, the mode it enables us to load balance traffic to our backend services that are like globally distributed. So like if we have multiple backends in multiple regions, so we can use this cross-region load balancer. So it includes traffic management that ensure that the traffic is directed to the closest backend. So like if your users are in the Asia, so it will send the traffic to the Asia region, and if your traffic is coming from the US region, it will send the traffic to the US region. So it depends upon how your users are to which backend they are most closest. And this load balancer also provides like high availability. Suppose like if a region feels down, it's like if you have created in Asia and you have also created in US. So suppose that Asia region goes down, so what will happen? It will automatically fail over or transfer all the traffic to the US region. So if one region is down, so that traffic will always fail over to another region. So it is a like plus point in this cross-region internal load balancer, which we didn't see if we try to create a simple load balancer, which is a regional one. So if a region goes down, so all the traffic will go down. Also, this load balancer is always globally accessible. So like like clients from any cloud region can send traffic to this load balancer. So as we've seen in the previous videos of mine, like in the internal load balancer, there is like if any client want to reach any from another region, like I've created internal load balancer in Mumbai region. So if any client want from Delhi want to reach it, it cannot able to reach that load balancer until we enable the global access option. But that scenario doesn't happen here. What will happen? It is always global accessible. So clients from any region can send traffic to this load balancer. Also, it has global backends. So load balancer can send traffic to backends in any region. So this is also a plus point. And as we already talked about it, it has automatic failover. So like so if your backends goes down or a region goes down, so it can fail over to healthy backend in the same or the different regions. So this is the architecture which we can use here. So as you can see, we have a region 1, region A and region B. So in this we have to just remember that like in the internal load balancer we create only a single proxy only subnet, which is a regional one. But here we have to create a proxy only subnet in both the regions, in which we are going to create this cross region multi load internal load balancer. So you can see we have proxy only subnet in both the regions. So what will happen? We also have a forwarding rule, which is a global forwarding rule, and it will also in both the regions. And so we have a target proxy, which is also global, URL map global, backend service global. So what will happen? Like a client from the region A will hit this load balancer IP. It will be forwarded to this target proxy, which is a global one, then URL map backend service, and that load balancer will send the traffic to that nearest region. So like the client VM hit this VM IP, this load balancer IP, it will always be sent to this backend only. And if client B hit this IP and this forwarding rule IP, so it will go to this backend. But what, let's suppose this region goes down. So if client VM hit this IP, it will forward it to this backend. So it is a like failover also. If this region goes down, the client from this region didn't see any issue, it will just go here also. Even he is hitting this forwarding rule IP, but still the traffic will flow like this. And same for here. If this region goes down, so the client if they hit this global load balancer IP, sorry internal load balancer IP, it will go via this. But this region is down, so it will the traffic will go to this region. So we have to remember this. Also, we can create a DNS policy. So I will create a DNS policy to show you how we can configure that. So like instead of hitting or IPs, better we create a DNS policy and geolocation policy in which the traffic originating from the nearby region will go to that nearest region. So we will configure that and I will show you how to do that. Also, proxy only subnet, as we have covered this many times, like it is required for the regional internet internal load balancer. And proxy only subnet provides the IP address that Google uses to run envoy proxies on our behalf. And we have to create a proxy only subnet in each region of the VPC network. So it can be like US, like in Mumbai region, proxy can be used by Delhi region. It is not possible. And proxy only subnets are only for envoy proxy, not for our backends. We have to remember that. And the regional and cross regional load balancer cannot share the same subnets. So like regional and cross regional load balancer proxy cannot be same. We have to create different proxy, and we cannot create cross regional proxies only subnet from the console. We have to create via command line only. And the cross region and envoy proxy load balancer must have a proxy only subnet in each region. The load balancer is configured. So like I have already told you. So like each region must have a only its own proxy only subnet, and cross region load balancer proxy in the same region network share the same proxy only subnet. So if there are multiple cross region load balancer, so it will use the same proxy only subnet which we have created earlier in the same region. And we have to create ingress firewall rules also, because at last the traffic is coming from the proxy only subnet. So as we know, internal load balancer, what is the scenario? First, traffic will hit your forwarding rule, and then forwarding rule will drop the traffic and create a new connection with the proxy only subnet, which is a region proxy. And from then the traffic will hit the backend. So there must be a ingress rule at your backend, so that it must allow the traffic from this proxy only subnet. So we have to create ingress only rule. We will discuss how to create these all. So this is the our steps. First of all, we create the VPC network and subnet that I have, but I will show you what are the options we have. Then we will configure proxy only subnet. We will configure firewall rules. We configure create a manage instance group. We configure the load balancer, and at last we will configure the DNS routing policies. So let's go to console and start that demo. Console as of now, I have an like a VPC network. So we are going to use this LB network for my all the things. So if we can see, this is my regional managed proxy. This is my proxy on the subnet, but we are not going to use this because it is a regional one. We have to create a global managed proxy for this. So first of all, like we cannot create directly from here. If we try to add subnet, we will find there is option only of regional managed proxy, but there is no global managed proxy because it's a kind of global load balancer. So we need to run that some CLI commands. So let me open the Cloud Shell and I will show the commands in my Cloud Shell. So this is the document which I am following. So you can take a look with the cross region regional load balancer. It is in preview as of now. So this is the proxy command which we are going to run. So it is in as of now in preview. So it is the beta commands. So in the purpose we can see it a global managed proxy. So if you go in this in this we can see the purpose is regional managed proxy. So we can find the difference right from here, that we are going to create a proxy which is kind of global one only. After that, its role is always active. We know about the role. Region is US one, and we have to provide the network name and the range name. So let's edit it. So my load balancer in US Central region, which like my backends will be in US Central one, and you and one in another region. And this is my network name. So let me run this commands. So it's good, looks good. Let me run. Let me authorize this. Let me run the another command. It will be Europe West one, and this is my LB network. This is the IP range. So first command has been successfully run. So let's wait for this also. Commands has been run successfully. So let's go to our VPC network page and refresh the page, and let's see what changes are there in this. So as of now, we can see proxy only subnet one, proxy only subnet two has been created for us. We have the region, and also we can see the purpose is cross region managed proxy. So we can see that we have successfully created a cross region managed proxy. So basically, if you try to create via console, we only can able to create region managed proxy. So that is not required for this demo. So let's go to next step. Next step is configure the firewall rules. So these are like 22 port 22, like if you want to SSH into this the in our backends, and other is health check. Like these are the health check from which our instance or our backends will get traffic from the Google to check whether they are healthy or not. And then we have to create a ingress rule for our proxies. So from these IPs, that backends will receive the traffic. So we have to create a rule from this IP also. So whether we have two options, whether we can use the network tag or we can just apply to all the instances. So I'm just going to apply all the instances as of now. But you can use network tag if you want to. Because it is a demo, I'm just going with all the instances only. Let's create that firewall rules then. For health check rule I already have. If you don't have, you can just create it. So here it is 132.21. and 0 dot this one and this one. This both IP range I already have, but I will create for this new ranges. So let's click create a firewall rule, and we can give it like proxy range. After that, we have to choose a network, which is LV network. It is an ingress rule. It will allow, we will apply to all the instances in the network. We have to provide the IP range. Just copy from here and just paste it down. So here it is. And then second one is, here we go. Okay, looks good. And that we will do the TCP. Our backends will work on port 80. If your works on any another port, just put it down here and just create this firewall rule. So we have completed the two steps. Now let's forward to another step. So another step is like we have to create a managed instance group. So if you don't have a managed instance group, you just use this script and create a first instance template and then the instance group. I already have template. I will just create the instance group. So I will just move to the configure load balancer part. So I will create that instance group at my backend. And if you don't know how to create that, you just check out my previous videos. Load instance group has been created. I have a instance in both US Central one and Europe West one, where I have created my this you can see proxy also cross region managed proxy. So now let's move to another step. So basically this load balancer I have to create it via command line only, because there is no option to go via console, because it's in preview in this and Google has didn't add this option in that console. So these are the steps we are going to cover. We will create a global HTTP health check, global backend service, global URL, global SSL if you want to use HTTPS, global target proxy, and two global forwarding rules. So first of all, we will create a like HTTP health check, which will be a global one. So let's just run this command. You can copy this command from here if you want, or you can just make some changes also. Run this command and wait for it. So our health check has been created. Now let's move to another step. Now we have to create the backend service. So it is a global backend service. So just copy this command so we can understand what it is saying. It is like internal manage, because it is for internal load balancer. Protocol is HTTP. We have enabling logging, no logging sample rate and health check, which we have created in above step. And it is global health checks, and all thing is global. So it is a global backend service. So we cannot create it via console. If we try to create it, will create a regional only. So just run this command. After that, we have to add that backend service to in this global backend service. So we have created this backend service. So just we have created a service, but we have not added any backend into it. If you remember, like if you create a service, you can add multiple multiple instance group inside that. Same scenario here. Thus we have created a backend service, but now we have to add the backend also. So first of all, we will add backend. This is our first backend. This is our second backend. So I have to just change some names according to my configuration. So instance group name is different, and the instance group zone I have to update. So let me update that command. This is my instance group. If you can see here, this is my instance group US Center 1J. This is the zone, and this is for Europe 1. This is my zone. So I'm just copy this command and paste it down and just let it create it. So this is my backend service has been created, and my back I've also added a backend in my backend service. So let's go to LB and see what options or how can we see looks like. So just we have to click on backends, and this is our backend service. So let's go inside that. If we go inside that, we can see it is not being used as of now, and cloud CDN disabled all the settings we have, and we can see the backends as of now. It is added US Central 1G, which is our instance group, and we can see load balancer type already showing that is a cross internal load balancer, and it is internal managed. So let's add the another one also, and it will after that once we add, it will reflect that also. So our second backend has also been added in our load balance in our backend service. So if we just refresh the page, it will reflect the second backend also inside our backend service. So we can see as of now we can see both our backends are added, both are healthy also on port 80. We are seeing that we are using, And so if you go back to our slide, that we can see we have just configured this one. We have going to from backward, as we you can see we have first created the backends, then we have created the backend service global. Now we have to create a URL map. So let's go back to that and let's see what is the command for that. So for this is the command for URL map. So it is like kind of URL mapping. So like if traffic come to video or it's like slash video slash audio, so it will just redirect the traffic according to URL. So just we run this command only. There's nothing much. We are just creating a simple load balancer. If you want to do more, you can just import this configuration and do changes according to you. I have shown this how to we can do achieve this. You can check out my previous videos over the for the load balancer and you will find out that. So our URL map has been created. Now let's create the target proxy, which is our next step, target proxy. So it will be two options whether we can create HTTP or HTTPS. So I'm not using a certificate, but if you have a certificate, you can follow the HTTPS steps, and these are all that like create a managed certificate all from your CA, or you can even use Google managed certificate with DNS authorization. You can check out these links for knowing better details. I will try to create a video in future on this. So I will just create a target HTTP proxy as of now. Target proxy has also been created. So now the last step which is pending is forwarding rules. So client will hit the forwarding rules. So we have to create these forwarding rules also. So this is our forwarding rules option like command line which we have to use. So I will just first follow copy it down and I will just do some changes. I will show you how to what are all these rules. So I'm creating a forwarding rule with this name and this is my network name which is my LB network, VPC network. This is my subnet. So in this US region you can see this is my subnet name which I'm going to use. This is the region and this is the IP address which I want to use. So in the IP range I have a free IP with this, so I'm just using this. And for the same EU subnet I am using this subnet. This is my region and I'm using IP from this range. So let me run these commands and just then we can see. So our first rule has been created, forwarding rule, which we also known as front end. So if we go inside that, we can see the network, subnetwork, IP, which we're going to use our target HTTP proxy, which we have created in our last step. So let's run this one also, second front end rule also, and then we will our load balancer will be created automatically because we have done all the steps. So let's wait. Rule has been also been created, so we can see that it is there. So if we go to load balancers. So we can see our load balancer has been also created. So as we have created all the specific functions or we can services for the load balancer to work. So once we have created all these and attached this all to one, because like you can see in the front end we have just attached it target HTTP proxy also, and in target HTTP proxy we have created added URL map and all that steps we have already done. So let's go inside this our load balancer and see what the options we have. As you can see we cannot edit this, only we can delete this because we have created via Cloud Shell, and also it is a load balancer which is supported cross region load balancer. That's why we have these options. As we can see we have two front end, you can see, and we have a single backend which supports two services. We can say two backend endpoints. So let's start our testing. So as we can see that this front end in US and this one in EU. So instance VM instance, you can see I have some VMs in multiple locations. So I have a VM in Asia location and I have some VM in Europe and US also. So let me SSH into Asia one first and let's see whether it's global or not. So let's curl this IP first. This is with US subnet. So let me curl this one from my Asia VM, and we can see we are getting a response. So I'm getting a response from US one. So let me curl another IP, this one, which is EU one. So I'm getting a response from EU. So as of now, what is happening? We are getting a response from the specific one. Like if I trying to hit US one, I'm getting a response from US one. If I'm trying to hit a Europe 1, I'm getting a response from Europe 1. So what will happen, suppose I have just, like suppose my EU subnet will go down, EU backend will go down. So we can try that also. If I log in into my Europe 1 West 1, let's wait. So I am into my Europe instance group backend, which is my instance. So let me shut down the Apache which is running on it. Stop Apache 2. So we can see it is now down. So if we hit our Europe IP again, we will not get a response. You can see we are getting some drop downs. Let's see whether it will fail over or not. We can see it is now fail over to US Central one. So I am hitting this IP. You can see US one, no, Europe one, 10.11.1, but I am getting a response from US Central because my backend is down. So we can just test it failover, cross region failover. Our region is gone down, so our traffic is now redirected to US Central one. But it is a not an ideal scenario. We will, like, you don't share IPs to your teams. Like you hit this IP, this IP. If you go better, we will use like something DNS authorization. So you want to add like DNS entry, like some URL, and according to that, user will be shifted to the nearby region. So we can do that also if we go to Cloud DNS. So first of all, you have to create a private zone. So if you don't know, just go to click zone. I have created a very good videos on Cloud DNS. Just choose it public, give a zone name, give any DNS name you want to use, and add the network in which you want to use. So I've already created a private zone. You can see it is using my LB network. So let's go inside it. You can see this is a two default record set which is already created by Google Cloud. So just we have to click on this add with routing policy. So what we are going to do now, we have to provide a name. So let's suppose we can say it cross region cloud. This is our DNS name which we'll going to hit next. We have to use geolocation. So we are going to use geolocation next. So we have to select a source region. So first of all, our traffic is coming from US Central 1. So we can select that region also. So we will just select US Central 1. It will ask from which project. This is my project only. And which is the type of load balancer. So it's a cross regional internal load balancer. We have to select that. After that, it will ask for the forwarding rule. So this US subnet is in 1023. So we will just copy, we use 1023 one, done. So we have just added a forwarding rule. If you want to add a health check target, you can add that also. But I don't like this is, this is our backend also, like this one allow IPv4 address without health checking. So if you want to add something more specific IP addresses which you don't want to health check, you can add that also. Done. So it is done. Now add another routing data. We will choose another region. So which is our US Europe West one. So let's select Europe West one. Here it is. We have to type the load balancer, which is cross region. We have to check the forwarding rule. It is this one. Done. Done. Next, just review this. So what will happen if anyone hit this specific DNS name and the traffic is coming from US Central one, it will go to this forwarding rule. If any traffic coming from Europe, it will go this forwarding rule, or other nearby traffic like from India, I think it will go to always US only. So just create this. So it has been created. Let's copy this and let's try what will happen before trying. So let's start our Apache server once again. So it is in stop state. Let's start it. It has been started. Let's go back to our Asia VM and just curl this specific only. So I just came to know I'm not able to hit this IP because this VM is in some another network, default network, and I think previously I've created a peering between them. That's why I'm able to hit that. Okay, so there's a peering between them. So that's why I'm able to hit this from a different network also. This is our backends. So let's not use this VM. Better to use this one, which is in Europe. So let's SSH into this VM and let's do that. I hope you understand why I'm able to hit from Asia VM because I have a peering. If you don't know, I've showed in my previous videos only, like how peering works and what we can do with the peering. Like with the peering, with the help of peering, you can reach your internal load balancer from some another networks also. That's why I'm able to reach, but I cannot resolve this host name because I'm in a different network. So I'm in my Europe VM. So let me curl this from here only. So you can see I'm getting a response from Europe VM. If I run on this our host name. So now let's once again stop our Europe VM and rerun this curl. As you can see, I'm getting timeout because my traffic is going to, according geolocation, going to Europe VM, which is down as of now. But you can see now the traffic has been failover once my load balancer came to know that my backends are unhealthy. So now I'm getting a response from US Central one. As soon as I will start my Apache again, it will start giving a response from again from Europe. As soon as the load balancer came to know that my load balancer is up. So you can see now Europe, we are getting traffic from Europe only. So this is this cross region load balance. I know it is kind of little difficult to understand, but you can try this demo so get you will get a good understanding what we are trying to achieve and how to use this. I think this will be a major change which will be going to use in major organizations. So for better, like for HA, it will achieve their HA problem, like in for internal load balancer. Previously we don't have any HA like high availability. Like if load balancer go down in a specific region, we cannot recover or our traffic will go down. But now with this new feature, this will very helpful for the organization. So if you have any issues or question, just comment it down. I will try to help you out. Thank you.